the usual statement between American and Israeli intelligence analysts is that we look at the same intelligence. There's virtually no difference in the intelligence that we have, but we have a somewhat different assessment in terms of time frame, of the speed of the Iranian nuclear program. In addition to that, you actually suggested that perhaps there's different intelligence about the weaponization aspect of the Iranian program. So I'd like, if you could, to expand your comments just a bit. Are there indeed aspects of the weaponization program that you think are out there? And then second, even analytically, how would you describe any difference that may or may not exist between the U.S. and the Israeli assessments about the Iranian program?
I'm glad you asked this question. I will clarify. We don't have different intelligence. We have the same intelligence, and everything that we know, our American friends know, but it's different interpretation of what we have in the intelligence regarding certain Iranian activities. We interpret it in a different way. You asked about some analytical differences. I think the difference is that looking at the relevant time frame to try and stop the Iranians. While we say it is before the Iranians reach this breakout capacity, because once they do, they can, they have a variety of options, but basically we could lose track of what they're doing. They could have moved some of this stockpile to other sites we don't know about and so on. People here tend to believe that the time frame to stop the Iranians is longer because there's no point of no return. You can always apply enough pressure, even if you don't know enough, in order to stop them. So that's basically, we have, I think, an acute sense of urgency about this. I'm not saying that our American counterparts don't have a sense of urgency, but they feel that the time span to stop the Iranians is perhaps a bit longer than what we do.
Thank you. Let me ask a second question. You and your defense minister took office shortly after the Lebanon War, the Second Lebanon War, in 2006. And you and the defense minister you worked for went through the Gaza conflict in December and January. So I'd like to ask, what lessons do you think the Israeli strategic establishment has taken away from the earlier episodes of disengagement from Lebanon and from Gaza, and taken away from these two episodes of conflict with Lebanon and from Gaza?
Well, I think there were two sets of conclusions that we drew from the armed conflict in 2006. One, that there was not good enough decision-making process in the Israeli government, and the second, that our military wasn't professional enough. I think what we've done over the last 2.5 years was extensive work in terms of getting our military more professional. As a military officer, I think I could see the difference. I wasn't in Israel in 2006, but I was here basically in the Washington Institute. But I could see the difference. I think the way operations were planned, the way they were run, the control, the command and control, the professionalism, in every way, I think there was a major difference. I think the troops felt it. The level of confidence in our capabilities is different than it used to be. In a way, we lost a bit of our confidence after 2006 because it was kind of a draw. But I think an extensive work has been done, led by our Chief of Staff, General Ashkenazi, and you could feel the difference. Secondly, having participated in the decision-making meetings and debates, I think they were very thorough, very extensive. I think all options were on the table. They were weighed, they were considered. And I think it was a proper way of making decisions. I wasn't there, as I said, in 2006, but this time people were aware of what happened in 2006 and made it a point, to be very meticulous in the decision-making process.